Alrighty, Sunday night, seeing out the weekend. Oof, here we go. And hello, Mega Leech. First in the chat. Oh, well, yes, I nothing bad happened to me on Friday night. Anyone who saw the Friday night stream, I mysteriously disappeared. I'll probably have to retell that multiple times tonight. That's okay. It's a bit like that in the world. And in the meantime, having a dirty martini. Hello, Nug. Because in a recent online shopping thing, I got a few things, which included a bottle that's just olive brine for martinis. No olives, just the brine. That's actually not bad. That is not bad. Put a banner. I could do that. Big Pat, happy birthday, mate. Big 3-4, if I remember correctly. A banner. I did not die on Friday night's stream. I just fell asleep for 90 minutes. Scroll across the bottom like a ticker. There you go, and it just keeps going. Now that's there. Hey, Greg, how are you this evening? And Salumi, happy Sunday to you as well. Cheers. Wow, that's really interesting. It's like I put a full half ounce of olive brine in this. And it's not bad. It's not bad. I think I want to put my martini back in the freezer. I took it out of the freezer and just sat it in the fridge for a while to see how much difference it makes. I think I prefer it as a freezer martini. Pat, I am fairly well today. How's your birthday been treating you, matey? Right. Martini. I could also top it up. I might just put it in the freezer for now. Martini in the freezer for another night. Woo. You're recovering from a food coma in a bath. Nice. I assume that means you are in the bath now and you didn't suffer a food coma in a bath, which you are now recovering from. Just wanting to be clear on what's happening. I got to come up with a drink for this tonight, I think. I got this. That looks like that girl from the memes wearing a little furry top and oven mittens. It's a warming blend of cinnamon and bitter orange, and it's actually pretty good. I got that in the same order that I bought the olive brine in. And I only got that because it was on special. And it's from Bitterman's, and I like Bitterman's products. So I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll do it. So yes, you are in a bath now. Food coma. There's a winter igloo thing in town, and you had a lovely espresso martini. That is good. Yes. She does look Inuit, or just someone who likes wearing big fluffy jackets, because this is a winter bitters. I think that the name Hiver Amer means winter bitter. Winter bitters. I wonder if anything comes up just with that. Hiver Amer cocktail. Anyone? Okay, there's the actual vitamins page. Cinnamon liqueur that works in tiki cocktails or winter cocktails. Put it into mulled wine. A Manhattan or eggnog. Wow, that's an interesting mix. I also, one of the reasons I got it is because I love the story behind it, saying they created it by accident. They were making a prototype for their Emer Nouvelle. A decimal point was missed, making a product with 10 times too much cinnamon. And since then, they've reformulated it, but it still shares the same ingredients as the Emer Nouvelle, just in different proportions. I love the idea that someone mixed up a decimal point and put 10 times too much cinnamon in a beverage. Wrestle with deep thought. Hello, one of these nights, crazy old nights, going to find out pretty mama. Okay. I feel like I recognize those lyrics, but I'm not quite sure. Okay. They're calling this an orange curacao liqueur on these. Okay. A Martinez. Barney Baranotto. Fuck off, Diffits. I hate your fucking website sometimes. Talking to myself. Oh, Kirsten, you said you missed out on my nap. What was really bizarre is I sort of went back and looked at the stream to see what was that about. But it was like there was like 9 or 10 people on cam, and I just walked off without saying anything. And then I wandered back in 90 minutes later with my hair all disheveled, and I was not wearing a glass. I said, dude, I just fell asleep. I was just asleep. And yeah, no, it would have been an interesting conversation when you worked out the problem with the Amara you'd made was you put 10 times too much cinnamon in it. And yes, Justin, I survived. You know, that's never happened before. And I don't even know what I thought I was doing. Because I walked out of here and walked into the next room, the lounge room, and I don't know, I like sat down on the lounge and just passed out straight away, and then woke up 90 minutes later and the stream was still going. So then I said, okay, I'm going to end the stream now. Good night. It was a good sleep because then I woke up in the morning and I thought, I might need to have a nap during the day, and I didn't. So it was just like, Celtic King, we're talking about my mystery nap during Friday night stream. All right. So thinking of things to have with this. What's a Barney Banato? A cognac, a Kina aromatized wine, Lillet Blanc, orange curacao liqueur, 1/12 of an ounce. Well, that's a ridiculous measurement, which is fucking typical for Difford. A farmer's tan, mezcal, and vermouth and orange curacao. El Presidente. Well, they did say this is good in tiki drinks. Oh, fuck off. Fucking website. Maybe a Mai Tai. Who knows? Oh, nice, Kirsten, you bought a mattress so you can sleep again. That is helpful. Wrestle with Deep Thought. Do I think Peter Dutton listens to hardcore techno as he serves his master? No, I think Peter Dutton is a horrible drudge with no spirit and no color in his life. And yeah, Celtic King, what happened is I literally just wandered off without saying anything and then didn't come back for 90 minutes. And yeah, I just fell asleep. It's during the stream. It was just in the stream. There's a whole bunch of people like on cam. We were angry bunching it in a big way. And yeah, I just fell asleep. Very weird. Never happened before. What was this saying? Do rum, orange curacao liqueur. Yeah, actually, I reckon this would actually go well. But I'll see if there's another tiki drink. Royal Bermuda Yacht Club. After supper, an ampersand. Bitter in Brazil. That's a great name for a drink. Damn the bloody weather. I love cocktails with sort of joke or pun names, basically. Yes, with me, Peter Dutton, the potato with teeth. He's awful. He is just awful. Royal Bermuda Yacht Club. White rum, falernum, orange curacao, lime juice, and sugar syrup. That's nice and simple. Let's damn the bloody weather. Ford's London Dry Gin, orange curacao liqueur, sweet vermouth, blood orange juice. Whew, that sounds interesting. Sloppy Joe's El Presidente. That is Gun Club Punch #1. What's it? Dr. Rieu. Yeah, Celtic. It's yeah. Well, it's a Friday night, so the whole thing's 5 hours. I'm just gone for an hour and a half of it. Towards the end. It's really intriguing, the difference. The what do you call it? Olive brine makes to a martini. It's not unpleasant, not necessarily better, but what's a Dr. Rieu? Applejack, rum, Swedish punch, orange curacao, sugar syrup, and lemon juice. What is Swedish punch? Arak punch, caloric punch. Based on Batavia Arak. Okay. Style of liqueur popular in Sweden and other Nordic countries. Made with spirit, water, sugar, citrus, and spice. Served in large sharing bowls. So it's a liqueur from Batavia, Iraq, which is Indonesian rum. Okay. Not going to have that. Not going to have that. Wrestle with death thought, who'd I rather have dinner with, Mark Latham or Peter Dunn? I'll be honest, Mark Latham's the one that's more likely to get stabbed in the fucking throat with a fork. Yeah. Justin, you have a friend from high school. You hadn't seen him in 10 years. Speculating on whether he's still alive. Turns out he's not only alive, but a porn star. Well, that's fun. Pat, you're being bad? Is that what you're saying? Have I ever had Arak? Yeah, A-R-A-K is I think it's a Greek sort of aniseed liqueur. What I was saying was Batavia Arak, which is A-R-R-A-C-K, which is the old Dutch name for rum made in Indonesia, which they call Batavia when it was their thing. So it's confusing. There's one called Arak, which is a sort of anise liqueur, and Batavia Arak, which is a rum. They're very different. Hey, Raiders, how's it going? Rest with deep thought. In the old days, you didn't have porn. I had to go make your own. People always made porn. People always made porn. any sort of visual art humans have ever created, there's been a porn made with it. From cave paintings to sculpture to, Renaissance art. As soon as photography existed, people started doing nudes and porn with it. So it's just been more difficult to get at various points in history. It's been a bit more underground at various points in history, but it's always been there. Yeah, good point. If there are people, there will be porn. That's just the way it works. A hocus pocus and knickerbocker. My Dutch tie. A millennium cocktail. Somewhat reminiscent of a cognac-laced Hawaiian pizza. Well, that's a funny way to describe it. Let's have a look. Cognac, orange curacao, liqueur, pineapple, and bitters. That's nice and simple. And with this, that would be very warmed up. 1 1/3 fluid ounces. Jesus Christ. Simon Difford and his wanky fucking measurements. Oof. That's sounding interesting. Justin, you mentioned previous there's a porn star with the same name as you. Nice. No bed for you, Pat? Oh, well. No, Celtic King. Unlike AZ, I've never done porn, not even accidentally. Oh, yeah, Raiders. That was a fun one. For anyone who missed it, the Australian Christian lobby, because they're not Christian, has been saying there are, like, I've just been referring to the right-wing death cult since the start of the pandemic, because there's all these fucking freaks who think capitalism shouldn't be interrupted just because it will kill millions of people. They'd rather millions of people die than capitalism be interrupted. And it's as simple as that. They value you and I not one whit. They value only the machine of capitalism, and the Australian Christian lobby, who are not Christians, they're just a far-right lobby group. They have been directly saying that their followers should be advocating for no COVID restrictions whatsoever, no vaccines, because death is not to be feared because it will take you to God. They are literally advocating that people die. They're not saying they don't care if people die. They're saying they just should. Raiders, I think you'll find there's a significant crossover between the Australian Christian lobby and the Proud Boys and other extreme right groups. It's weird having a salty drink, because that's what I'm having. I'm having a dirty martini with olive brine in it. So I'm having a salty drink. And that's fine. Bit of variety. I'm finding a few interesting drinks, and I can't decide on one. It's a Royal Bermuda Yacht Club. Rum Falernum. Actually, I think that would be good. Rum Falernum, this, lime juice and sugar syrup. Put your fucking hands up. Or Bloody Weather. Damn the Bloody Weather. Gin, this, sweet vermouth, blood orange juice. I've been making a whole bunch of stuff with blood orange juice lately because I've got blood oranges, because it's blood orange season. I'm really... Okay, so the Millennium's much simpler. Cognac, this, pineapple juice and bitters. Royal Bermuda Yacht Club, rum, falernum, this, lime and sugar. That's fairly simple. And damn the bloody weather. Gin, this, vermouth. I think that's too close to when I made this. I'm leaning towards the Royal Bermuda Yacht Club Daiquiri. I'm going to make that, I think. Hey, Luke, how you doing? Justin, the Murdoch media empire bears a huge responsibility, definitely for the anti-lockdown hysteria. But yeah, generally completely understating the seriousness of the pandemic. So Celtic King, we're the machine of capitalism. Yes, absolutely, man. Capitalism doesn't exist without us, but they think it does. The capitalists think it does. As I said, right-wing death cult. They've just been getting more and more direct over the last 18 months is they don't care who dies in the service of capitalism. And again, to me, the spooky thing is this is a dry run for the impending climate change disaster. They won't change a goddamn thing. Like millions of people a year will die because of the extremities of climate change, and they will resist action to the point of catastrophe. Because again, the deaths of millions of people don't fucking bother them. You look at the history of the colonizers in the European colonizers who colonized the Americas, Africa, and Asia, Central and Eastern Asia, over a couple of centuries, they killed hundreds of millions of people, and they just don't fucking care. They enslaved millions, and they just don't fucking care. So yeah. Justin, yes, Murdoch's a hypocrite on a number of levels. But again, all those Republicans who were talking shit in the US, they got vaccinated. They know that they need to be vaccinated, but they're just fucking talking shit. Right? Is you reading the irony? Muppets taking horse? Yes, the idiots taking horse medication for COVID. They are literally they're rejecting proven medical treatments, the vaccines, and making up shit that will at best do nothing, but at worst kill them. This is hydroxychloroquine all over. Look, what happened on Friday night? I fell asleep. Not on camera, mind you. It was about 11:30. There was like at least 8 or 9 other people on the stream. We were mad, angry, bunching it. And I didn't say anything, and I don't even know why I did it. I had 2 cocktails that between them had 5 ounces, so 5 shots of whiskey in them. So I was a little bit drunk, but I just wandered off without saying anything. And then I fell asleep, and I came back an hour and a half later. I literally said that. Did you call him Herman Cain? It's Herman Cain, Cain. But Kanye West is an idiot too. So, yeah, Safa, the full-on angry bunch was pure chaos. I loved it. I wouldn't like to do that every night. I wouldn't like to have that level of chaos every night, but it was fun as a one-off. Actually, see, Greg, I didn't have the vodka jelly. The vodka jelly was mild compared to what I did actually drink. Oh, yeah, Raiders. Nettie's friends she brought along, they were fucking awesome. They were excellent value. So, I'll say it again, a salty drink is weird. It's not bad. It's not unpleasant. But I normally have sweet or dry drinks, not actually salty ones. So I'm surprised we didn't have any NBN crashes. Oh, dear. Sorry. Oh, Kirsten Cain. Yes, it's a relative of yours. No, that was a reference to Herman Cain, a Republican who ran for president at one point and was supporting Trump and was all no masks at our events. No. And he died. He's probably the highest profile person to die from COVID. He was a senior US Republican, had run for president in the previous cycle, was lobbying for Trump and saying, yeah, no masks at our events. And then he died of COVID about a year ago. It was a while back now. Patty saying, what did I do today? Dude, it's Sunday, man. I lounged around. And yes, Raiders weren't nobody in AZ, the absolute troopers. They kept going. When I fell asleep, there was like 8 or 9 other people on the stream. And then I came back, and there were still 3 other people on the stream, AZ and Nobody and Johnny Knoxkill. Yeah. Yes, no, that was a leopards ate my face moment. Yeah. I never thought leopards would eat my face, said the person who voted for the leopards eating people's faces party. Look, your Friday night stream. So I think it was at about so it's like a 5-hour stream. I think it's at about the 3.5 hour mark. I just disappear. And I sort of jumped through it, and there's like lots of comments coming up like, well, I'm messaging him and he's not answering. I don't know what happened to him. Kirsten does sound like a dumb relative of yours. Yeah. All right. So I think I've settled. Wow, 2 ounces of rum. Nice. Yeah, boy. Right. I'm going to make a Royal Bermuda Yacht Club Daiquiri with my special cinnamony. Only 1/4 of an ounce, though. You know what? I'm going to make it with 1/2 ounce and see if that's too much, basically. Because I'm a madman. Celtic, you're off to bed. See you later. Right, you bloody well right. Need to get some stuff together. Yeah, the cocktail shaker. You know, I'm just going to put it back in my martini glass. I don't care. I'm not fancy. Who am I trying to fool with fanciness? Might rinse it, though. It's very salty. I think the olive brine settled to the bottom of the glass. The last bit of the dirty martini was particularly salty. Right. So I might do my Jimmy rum. And Falernum. Got Jimmy rum and Falernum. Because on the other hand, your mum cried when you called to say husband got your first jab. So not all bad. Well, that's nice. That is nice. Right. So I've got the rum, the falernum, the orange. Okay, lime juice and sugar syrup. That is just a tiny amount of sugar syrup. Why does this guy do such wanky measure? I'm going to put a bit of this in, actually. Lime juice. Put your fucking hands on. That is Bo Burnham song stuck in my head. I watched it today. That usually gets rid of an earworm if you actually listen to it. All right, so cocktail shaker. All right, it's there. Ooh, I think I'll rinse my jigger as well. Because the last thing I measured was the olive brine. All right, so 2 ounces of rum. No. Not fucking around with the rum. Say 1/2 ounce of falernum. Put your fucking hands up. And first drink made with my newest purchase. Cinnamon and bitter orange Amaro. Lime juice. Say 3/4. Lime juice. And just a little bit of sugar syrup. Okay. I do this and this. Where is my mouse? What's it doing? Hello, Abigail. How are you? No. Yes, speaking of COVID, I do remember the Behind the Bastards episodes on the Church of Bleach. Yes. Oh, why is everything so blurry? That's a new thing. Okay. This stupid fucking webcam. Look, friend, focus, webcam, focus. That's ridiculous. Autofocus on the biz. Okay. Sorry, this will just take a second if I can. Webcam options. No autofocus. No autofocus. There we go. That's a bit better. Okay. Okay, the shaker is now painfully cold to hold. So that's usually a sign that you've shaken it enough. Put your fucking hands up. Oh, wow. My red sugar syrup gave it a really nice pink hue. So it's back kind of people been taking deworming. Oh, it's all on the same fucking page. These people who stick bleach up their ass or take non-recommended medication, they're all fucking idiots. Well, that's good. Man, that is good. All right, that might be an official selection for my next lot of cocktail videos. Man, that is good. Oh, wow, that is good. Oh. I love that, Salumi. The webcam's got the same level as focus of your brain. I feel that. Yes. As Renegade Faith, who was on the stream when I did speech, she's one of the ones who was, all these people were messaging me and I wasn't responding because I was asleep. So I wasn't seeing any messages because I was asleep. And one of the people I messaged saying, okay, no, I just fell asleep. It's fine. And she's going like, yeah, achievement unlocked, falling asleep during a live stream. Well, I did do it on camera. Abigail, you feel like you've been in a daze or weekend? Well, I was only in a daze for that period in the live stream after I had the 2 cocktails that collectively had 5 shots of whiskey in them and another 2 shots of other things. So those 2 drinks alone classified as binge drinking. But I didn't have... I generally don't get hangovers because I don't... Despite the fact I do get a bit drunk, particularly on Friday nights, I don't really drink enough to get hangovers. Usually the worst I get is feeling a little off the next day. And some people might say that's a hangover. It's like I have an upset tum-tum. If I'm using too big, complicated medical terms for you, let me know and I'll simplify it. But a night of having a few drinkies, often I have an upset tum-tum the next day. And I did not even have that on Saturday. Probably because of that sleep. I don't know. Actually, definitely probably because of that sleep. So I was just fine. I thought I'd need a nap on Saturday, and I didn't. So it was fine. Luke, could be interesting if we're out for the night. I've had one or two big nights. It's usually because I'm out with YouTubers where I've ended up throwing up at the end of the night. And I still didn't have a hangover the next day, just until working my PJs. Yeah, I start the day in my PJs, definitely. Yeah. Hey, Nettie, how you doing? Kirsten has low level sad. Oh, sweet husband trying to make you feel better with purchases. Good washing machine and a mattress. Well, you got to love that. And whiskey, yes. Oh, here's one I wanted to bounce off you, Kirsten. Speaking of buying things to make better, notably alcohol, I did notice the Gospel had a limited edition that they made with some friends who have a lemon farm. They did their version of what do you call it? A limoncello that had a rye base. I mean, it might already be sold out. Boulevardier, right? Yeah, it's not on the website anymore. I think it must have sold out. It was a very no, it did. It sold out. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. That saves me the temptation. They had their riff on a traditional limoncello. They steeped Yarra Valley lemon zest in their Solera rye. But it's sold out, so I don't have to worry about the temptation. Right, as you've had hangovers where it's difficult to move limbs. Damn. Rottweiler dude, hello. You had a roast meal, tried to get some chili sauce, accidentally poured a lot of sauce on your plate. Dang, that's a bit wrong. So Luke, what were you saying, Luke? Something about me falling asleep for the whole stream. Oh, right, if I was out for the night. Yeah, that would have been a worry if I wasn't there to actually switch off the stream, but I was. Justin, you sometimes work in the bathrobe all day. I normally do for the morning. Like I just roll out of bed. I 7:30 switch on my computer, start working on stuff, and then I'll usually have a shower, which means changing out of my bathrobe, dressing gown, whatever you like to call it, somewhere between mid-morning and lunchtime. So you got a busy week, so hopefully your brain behaves. Yep, hopefully. There we go. Okay, well, this is a plus. I think on other nights this week, I'll experiment with a couple more drinks with this in it. Decide on one to make for the cocktail channel. So that limoncello from the Gospel sold out. You got any hot tips on any upcoming special releases from anyone, Kirsten? You know, I'm always interested in that sort of thing. Oh, god damn. That sucks because you don't have your furniture. It was supposed to be picked up on Friday. Didn't happen. It's going to be 5-ish weeks before you get the furniture. Well, that really sucks. Justin, you live on your own. Doesn't matter what you wear. I live with Mrs. Angry and the various offspring. Doesn't matter what I wear. Most of my co-workers have settled into not having cameras on during meetings, which is cool. I accidentally turned the camera on one day when I was wearing my dressing gown. That was difficult to live down. Okay, but this one's a winner. The Royal Bermuda Lock Hub. Wow. Okay, I'm having trouble saying words. So don't think I'll make any other cocktails tonight. Might have a little bit of an old-fashioned. I don't know. Need to drink some water at some point. We shall see. Might put a big old chunk of ice in a glass and pour something on that. That's a fine philosophy, Kirsten. Call it camping in your apartment because you don't have actual furniture. Yeah. Whew. Justin, you intentionally make your camera face the ceiling for a reason. Well, I work off a little laptop, which has a pissy little screen, and so I've got a monitor plugged into it, and I keep the laptop closed and work off the monitor. So if I'm in a meeting where I need to turn on the camera, it's a whole palaver of opening up the laptop and sitting in the thing so it's got my face in it properly. Yeah. Isaac goes, you bought a cheap mattress from IKEA because your air mattress got a hole. Oh, what a drama. What a drama. But yeah, I guess, moving states during a pandemic, a whole bunch of complications are going to present themselves. I think you're doing really well, Kirsten. See, I'm asking about, are there any good specials coming? Because I've got spaces. I think I've got enough gin now because I got a bunch of gins recently. But I got a space, or possibly 2 spaces, on my rum and whiskey shelf. And I got a space in my liqueur shelf, maybe 2 spaces in my liqueur shelf. So I'm going to think, Chris, contrary to the rumors, Chris didn't die on Friday night. I disappeared from the stream for 90 minutes on Friday night. Apparently, the people still on the stream were quite worried because I just vanished and I wasn't answering any messages. And it's because for reasons I do not even remember, I stumbled into the next room and fell asleep on the lounge. And I have no idea why I did that. I don't know why I went into the room. I can understand I was just really sleepy, and for whatever reason I sat on the lounge and just went, this is comfortable. But I don't know why I went in there. I don't know why I went in there. Oh God, Kirsten, you're only supposed to be camping for 3 weeks. Now it's 8. Yeah. Ugh. Complications. Okay, but that's a definite winner. The Bermuda Yacht Club Daiquiri made with this instead of orange curacao. Don't think I'll make another cocktail tonight, but on Tuesday and possibly even Thursday, I will, and I'll settle on what's the best cocktail for that. I did think there were some drink days in the coming week. Not this week. I've already. Oh man, I felt so productive this weekend. I edited and rendered and uploaded and scheduled 3 videos yesterday. So all this week's videos are all already uploaded to YouTube and scheduled to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because that's just how I roll. What's this like? Drink days. So if I go to the following week on the drink days calendar, I think we've got Kashasa Day and Creme de Menthe Day. I've got some Creme de Menthe. I should make a Creme de Menthe cocktail. Oh, that's nice, Kirsten. Sweet people at IKEA gave you fake flowers. That's nice. Yeah, Chris, StreamYard has a breaking news scroll feature, which I almost never use, but it's fun. Justin, do I ever have trouble getting up in the morning? Real talk, not since I got my CPAP machine. For my sleep apnea, I find it really easy to get because I just get much better quality sleep now with my CPAP machine. And if I remember rightly, Justin, you had problems with sleep apnea, and yeah, that fucks your sleep really badly. But I've had about 3 months on the CPAP machine now, and I've noticed particularly in the last month, it's really easy for me to get up in the morning because, like I said, the joy of not having a commute. I have an alarm that goes off at 7, and I'm up and at my computer by 7:30. So it's basically just roll out of bed, fuck around, do a few things, and then fire up my work laptop. I find it very easy to get up in the morning, and that's clearly thanks to my CPAP machine. If we go back to the office, my alarm will be a bit earlier, at least 6:30, if not earlier. No, Luke. Currently, with the working from home, I have a shower mid-morning or lunchtime. I fire up the laptop. I'm just sitting there in my dressing gown, working away, maybe talking to people without the camera on. I have an emergency T-shirt at my work chair in case some clown wants to have cameras on for a meeting. I'll quickly throw off the dressing gown and put a T-shirt on. But then I normally have a shower mid-morning or lunchtime and get dressed. Yes, Stella, I'm back from the outer limits. For no good reason, I just fell asleep on Friday night. I went into the next room. I don't even remember why I did it. And then I've sat down on the lounge and clearly gone, this is comfortable, and just lost consciousness, but woke up 90 minutes later and came back and realized the stream was still happening. I went, oh, I should switch this off, then go to bed properly. So, yeah. I know it was a big mystery for everyone. People go, he's not responding to messages. It's because I was asleep. And yes, okay, so I've never done that before. So I can understand people going, oh, that's a bit weird. He's never done this before. Because I have never done it before. So, What are you going to do? All right. Creme de menthe is like a really shitty 70s ingredient. I want to find a creme de menthe cocktail that's not shit. So I'll just go on the Difford site because that's easiest to use. Creme de menthe. Green. I have green creme de menthe. 25 results. Nice. Ooh, a Manhattan. An Emerald Manhattan. Okay, that's a possible. Midnight over Tennessee. Whiskey, coffee, and chocolate? No, thank you. Gusting's Grasshopper. Minty, creamy chocolate laced with cognac. Okay, man, that sounds good too. Then there's some really green ones. St. Patrick's Day, a Caruso. A mint martini. A shot. Creme de menthe shot. Everybody's Irish cocktail. A tequila mockingbird. Again, I love cocktail names that are puns. And I made the tequila mockingbird for my YouTube channel, and it's good. Oh yeah, the grasshopper is not a bad cocktail, Annette. Yeah, Justin, I'm with you. If your work has a problem with how you dress when you work from home, then maybe it's time. Like I said, I literally accidentally switched on my camera for a team meeting once when I had my dressing gown on, and they all laughed. It didn't negatively affect my work. It was just a running joke for months afterwards, me doing meetings in my dressing gown. So an Emerald Manhattan is Irish whiskey, sweet vermouth, and creme de menthe. I mean, okay, a spoonful of creme de menthe. No, I want more creme de menthe than that. So a Gusting's Grasshopper is cognac, green creme de menthe, white creme de... Okay, that's pretty good. Cognac, green creme de menthe, white creme de cacao, and cream. Except I'd probably fuck the cream off. I've got some cream liqueurs. Disaronno. My creamy Disaronno would probably be really good in that. Call it a nutty grasshopper. Not a netty grasshopper, a nutty grasshopper. Nettie, you did grasshoppers when you were an underage clubber. It's that type of drink, yeah. Barranquilla Green Jade. Man, some of these have great names. I don't know what a Barranquilla Cream Jade is. An Irish flag, a Pouth Cafe. What's a Barranquilla Green Jade? Gin, creme de menthe, cream, and milk, and an egg white as well. Okay, what is Difford's? Say a grasshopper is. Creme de menthe, white creme de cacao, and single cream. No, I reckon I'm going to do these Gustings grasshopper. That's a grasshopper with cognac. That actually sounds really good. I think that's what I'm doing for creme de menthe day. And I'll call it a nutty grasshopper because I'm not going to use cream. I'm going to use a cream liqueur. We're all talking about being tired, brains like mush. Abigail, Stella, can you just going to feed the pets and go to bed, back to work? Yes, it is back to work tomorrow. It is what it is. I get the feeling I work faster than most of the other people in my day job. So I've kind of got to slow down to keep pace with people. Could be worse, I guess. Not could be. Definitely could be worse. If it was the other way around, if everyone was faster than me and I couldn't keep up with them, that would be worse. That's fair. Stella and Abigail, if you have to go to bed, that is fine. I very much appreciate you dropping in to saying hello. And if you need to drop off and get some sleepy burbos, I support that completely. Just gonna put these things need to go back in the fridge. Oof. Right. Oof. Well, a little bit drunkies. I'm thinking of just drinking some water. Sorry, I just had to help Mrs. Angry something because I'm in the kitchen. Falling asleep, time to sleep. Thank you for dropping by, Abigail. And Stella's might be listening but getting ready for the night. That's fine. Oh, no, Kirsten, you got no limoncello in the house. I actually don't have limoncello in the house. I have Mando from our friends at the Applewood Distillery, and I have limoncello. So I have mandarincello and limoncello. That's all. And it is. I have this little FOMO because I didn't get the Gospels limoncello based on rye whiskey, which sounds way beefier than the average limoncello. It's like, okay, well, it saved me some money. I didn't get it. Saved me some money. What am I supposed to get a delivery of this week from this mob who do some flavored rums? I'm supposed to get a coconut and a cherry rum. Also, another badge, another bit of flair for my vests for cocktail making. But we shall see, because getting this delivery has been very weird. I'm hoping it arrives this week. What the fuck was that? Justin, your CPAP doctor said you don't hate yourself, do you? So you stop seeing him. Yes. Stop singing. What the fuck? Because, yeah, both my actual CPAP doctor and the vendor of my CPAP machine were both really good and really helpful. Yeah, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? I think you're absolutely making the right call, Justin. Jesus. Stella finding a nice fat log to chuck in the fire to last all night. Good plan. Excellent plan, Stella. I like it. All right, I'm going to get a big chunk of ice from my big chunk of ice mold. I think, yeah, it's just got one chunk left in it. So I'll put that in my double rocks glass. Big chunk of ice. To refill this, my big ice mold. Makes great big ice cubes. I'm going to have a little old-fashioned from my bottled old-fashioned. And after this, I will drink water. And Shieldsy's not even here to coerce me into drinking water, but that's what I'm going to do. So now I'm using the little ticker down here. She's going, yeah, I should use that more often. Stir my ice, my old-fashioned with my finger. Could I get another peel? This is a blood orange that I've been peeling stuff. I should juice that. I think I'll lemon. Maybe I'll do a bit of lemon. Normally I do an orange in my old-fashioned. So Justin, you've had difficulty with CPAP, wanted to know what other options were. That's what his response was. Okay, Justin, okay. The guy's a dick, because when I was going through someone, I used I used at least 5 different nose pieces till we settled on the one that was best for me. So if the doctor's not supporting you, finding different things to work for you, fuck that guy right off. And so it seems like I've been lucky. But yeah, I suppose, yeah, the person who was selling me the machine's not a doctor, they're a technician, but he was really good. I was going to see him once a week for 4 weeks, and we were adjusting stuff. We were adjusting stuff on the machine. We were trying different nose pieces, because some of them really fucking hurt me, which is weird because it's this super soft silicone, but there was one where little things went up your nose, and it really fucking hurt. But yeah, I think I literally tried 5 different nose pieces before settling on the one that was best. And this guy was super supportive the whole way. So if the doctor's not being supportive, fuck him off, man. I'm with you 100%. I'm getting rid of it. But just getting a citrus peeler. Actually, maybe I'll do the orange. I reckon I can get a bit of peel off this orange. I really like orange peel in an old-fashioned. I can get this bit here. Ah, fuck, I dropped it. That's okay. The alcohol will clean it. I'm fine. Or maybe I'll try and get this bit. There you go. And this bit hasn't been on the floor. I washed my hair today and I didn't put any product in it, so it's really sort of floofy and all over the place. Thinking about growing your hair long for the first time in 25 years. Right. Get a bit of orange oil happening in this drink. Oh, like it. Man, you know what I should do? I should do a fucking Luxado cherry as well. Just because I like them so much. Get my spear. It's more like a sword, but I think this jar is almost empty. But, you know, don't fear anyone. I have already bought a second jar of Luxado Cherries. Oh, yeah. Nettie, I know. My hair was all over the place after my nap on Friday just because, you know, that was bedhead. But this is really soft and floofy. But, yeah, I watched it back. Sulimi, you're heading off? Thank you for dropping by. Yeah, see you on Tuesday. It'd be nice to see you again. I did watch back when I came back, and it sounds like I'm really drunk, but I'm actually just mostly tired, and I'm just going, I just feel asleep, man. I just feel asleep. Oh yeah, no. I was very confused by what happened. Oh, Safa and Raiders watching the F1s. Nice. Glad you got something to look forward to. Old-fashioned. Fucking hell, man. Oh, that's got a lot going on. This is my bottled old-fashioned. It's got a cinnamon brown sugar syrup, so it's got a really rich flavor. There's 4 different whiskeys in there. 3 of them are overproof. This is a really, really flavorful old-fashioned. Oh, I got the cinnamon and the bitters. Oh my God, that's good. That Raiders, the Belgian F1. Unlikely to be as entertaining as Friday night stream. Again, Nettie, your friends who joined on Friday was awesome. Pure chaos, but I am a lover of chaos. So it was excellent. Sorry, the stove's making its noise. So I'm just going to shut up. You all can't hear it, but I can, and it's just this low-level buzzing, and it drives me crazy. Oh yeah, no, Nettie, it was so much fun, and they're definitely invited back. Or your friends definitely invited back. It was kind of interesting that 1 or 2 of our friends were like, okay, this is sensory overload and I need to step back a bit. And I completely get that. I get that it was definitely sensory overload for a while. But I love it. Yeah, as I was saying earlier in this stream, wouldn't necessarily want that degree of sensory overload every single stream, but it was fun. I love that, Nettie. Every time he looked at me, I was either covering my face or throwing back my head laughing. It was so much fun. Friday night was so much fun. So I think last time this is not a simple old fashioned that I've made. I really fucking like it. I think last time I had one, which is probably Friday night, I might have been going, oof, have I made a mistake with this? Is that what? No. But it's I think to some people this almost wouldn't classify as an old fashioned. I think I'm now torn between, do I top the bottle off or do I literally just finish that one and then make a completely new one with maybe a slightly or even significantly different configuration next time? These are questions. These are questions that I raise and I need to answer. The thing. Definitely got to top up my freezer martini at some point because it's dipped down a bit. Yeah, it was interesting that Sarah's obviously a longer term friend of yours from Reza, and our Italian and Colombian friends are newer friends from where you've moved into the city / docklands. But so much fun. Oh my God. Could you imagine if restrictions go away, if we can actually have a New Year's Eve party this New Year's Eve? Yeah. Yeah, boy. I am hoping restrictions are eased to the point, and I think this is a safe bet. Restrictions are eased to the point that we could have a bunch of people in the same place for this New Year's Eve. Stella, yes, sensory overload. You felt it. Starting a new job, already overloaded, haven't been interacting. That's absolutely fine. You were not the only one, Stella, who felt like it was sensory overload. That was definitely a thing. Kaiju restrictions being lifted. I'm talking about by New Year's Eve. So by New Year's Eve, I don't think it'll be, 100% freedom. I think there'll be still limits on numbers of people and whatnot. But at the moment, we're not even supposed to have anyone in our houses here in Melbourne. Like on New Year's Eve past, I was able to have Nettie and Abigail over to be here in person for the stream. And I'm hoping we'd be able to do that again next New Year's Eve. Raiders, this Friday night stream is the wake, surely. Okay, I am not 100% sure what you mean. Kirsten, you don't usually get sensory overload, but yours had to go. It was pure chaos. There was a period, certainly for like an hour or so at least, where we were servants of the god of chaos. It was way, way out there. Oh, nice. So, Nettie, you were talking about New Year's Eve just before the live stream on Friday. Yeah. But yes, hopefully we can have at least a few people together on New Year's Eve for a live stream. Yes. Because I like doing that, quite honestly. Oh, okay. Awake. Thank you, Raiders. So, yes, last Friday night's live stream, I died. This Friday nights should be awake. That is actually a good call. That is a good call. Now you're going to watch again because you're already on your fourth cocktail by the time you joined. Memories may differ. You are correct. It was hilarious because, okay, everyone was a bit freaked out and people were worried because I wasn't responding to messages. But the only reason I wasn't responding to messages is I was asleep. So on Saturday, I brought the stream up and I said, how long was I gone? And I sort of threaded through and went, oh God, I was gone for 90 minutes. And I looked at the bit when I left. I didn't even announce anything. It was in pure chaos mode. There was 8 or 9 other people on the stream, and as in with cams on the stream, and there were more people just in chat. And I just walked off, and I didn't say anything. I just walked off, and that was it. I was gone. Oh, Greg, an old school YouTube meetup at Fed Square would be fun. I don't see that happening before 2022, but we'll see. And this is the fun thing, that I don't know why I did it. I don't know why I left my chair and went into the lounge room. I don't know what I thought I was doing. I don't know why I did it. But for whatever reason, I got up, went into the next room, and I think literally what happened is I sat on the lounge and went, this is comfortable, and then just went bonk and was out. It's on one level, it's a minor miracle. I woke up 90 minutes later rather than sleeping through the night. But yeah, I woke up 90 minutes later, and I came back. Raiders 124 days left this year. Hope we're about that. Okay, what I think is going to happen, New South Wales is a fucking shithole and is going to continue to be a shithole for the rest of the year and for fucking ever, basically, because they won't do the right thing. And I think the other states will want to keep their borders to New South Wales closed for a long fucking time. I think here in Melbourne, the current lockdown was scheduled to finish on Thursday. It's going to last for at least another 2 weeks, if not 4 weeks. But I do like that our team have some degree of confidence that they will get it under control. I just think it's going to take another 2 to 4 weeks. But again, then it really becomes whether or not it gets to zero. We want vaccination numbers to go right up. And then vaccinated people have much more freedom to go to venues, freedom to hang out, have parties and shit. And that's what we'll be working towards for the rest of this year, to get more and more people vaccinated. And Jesus, it fucking shits me so much how badly Morrison fucked up vaccine acquisition and vaccine rollout. It's all Morrison's fault. It is all Morrison's fault. Fuck that guy. He's a fucking shithead. Nettie, you think my brain was missing CPAP? No, that's probably what woke me up. You are probably 100% right. I'd fallen asleep and I probably got woken up because I stopped breathing and I probably and woke up. And what I vaguely remember is waking up and going, there's voices. Where are the voices coming from? Oh, the stream's still happening. And I stumbled into the next room and, oh, man, I just fell asleep, man. I just fell asleep. And it's like, yeah. Safa, do I think Gladys will be voted? I don't fucking know. I mean, seriously, the shit show in New South Wales is 100% the fault of the LNP. Whether they pay an electoral price for it, I don't know. Actually, so here's the thing. When I got my own CPAP machine, it was like, ooh, there's an app. And of course there's an app. So I look at it and go like, what does the app tell me? And the key things the app tells me, well, it tells me how long I had it switched on. I actually had a good sleep last night. Over 9 hours with the CPAP machine on. But even Friday night, because I put it on and off like 3 times, but in total, I still had it on for 6 hours, 45 minutes, which is not bad. Last night, I had it on for 9 hours, 10 minutes, so I got some extra sleep last night. But the one big thing is how well it's fitted. It's like a seal. Apparently, it has some measurement how much air's leaking. And I actually did pretty good on Friday night. I did better last night. But the big one is events, like how many times I stopped breathing per hour. And what the sleep study showed is without a CPAP machine, I stopped breathing about 35 times an hour, which is really fucking bad. But apparently some people are like 70 plus times an hour. But now with a CPAP machine, even Friday night when I was really drunk, it only had 0.5 events per hour. So over those 6 hours, apparently 3 events. But last night was even better, only 0.3 over 9 hours. So that's like once every 3 hours. So that's pretty good. Thursday night was bad for some reason. Comparatively, 1.8 events per hour. But so yeah, currently my average is under 1 per hour, as opposed to the sleep study that said without a CPAP machine, I stopped breathing 35 times an hour. God damn. So, yeah. So I've got a little app. So I score myself. Here's the thing. All right. I score myself every day on how well I slept the night before and how well I use the CPAP machine. Stella, you're still about. Fun news. The truckies who brought COVID to WA stopped at a roadhouse 20 kilometres from you. And no one's had their vaccine where you are because of no availability. God damn. Yep, I hope that doesn't get too out of control. And yes, we got to. So the whole thing about proving you've been vaccinated, of course, the fuckwit anti-vaxxers, anti-lockdown people are trying to find ways to have fake vaccination certificates, and the existing government stuff seems to be pretty easy to fake. So hopefully by later this year, early next year, it's a bit more robust, so the fucking pieces of shit can't fake it as easily. I hate them so much. Ugh. It's so hard for me to process people who assert a conspiracy of all the medical authorities on around the world simultaneously assert treatments that are not only unproven, they're established to be dangerous to humans. They'd rather take the dangerous things that do nothing than to take the vaccine that actually fucking works. And anyway, my offspring got their first AstraZeneca yesterday, which was nice. And Mrs. Angry's lad's got his appointment booked for, I think he's getting Pfizer. He's younger. So the entire household is on the road to being fully vaccinated, which is nice. Young Mr. Angry seemed to have had the same reaction to the first dose of AstraZeneca as me, namely getting the chills and fever at the same time and having one night of going, oh, this is fucked. What's wrong with this? And then fine. Whereas young Ms. Angry, because she just recently had her appendix out, so she's been taking like Panadols anyway. So she said she didn't have any effects at all. So the whole household's on the road to being fully vaccinated, which is nice. Mrs. Angry and I are both fully vaccinated, but the offspring are now on the road, so that's good. Kaiju, they're planning to cull us all, and they're good. And again, the people who say that, who are literally taking poisons, it's absolutely amazing. Great. Do you reckon anyone who's unvaccinated due to political belief should be classified flight risk? Probably. Justin, when you saw an ENT doctor, he said the amount of pressure required to overcome your sleep obstruction would make it uncomfortable to wear. That's interesting. That almost sounds like you need a surgical intervention. And I had that when I was a kid, honestly. There's surgery. I'm not sure how often it's done these days. I think it was much more common when I was a kid. I had my adenoids removed, which is something that's in your nasal cavity, which frees it up a bit. And it's also apparently prone to, it's a whole with your ENT stuff, it's prone to infection. And I had really bad chronic ear infections when I was a kid, and having my adenoids removed was supposed to reduce that. But I don't know what medical thought is these days. Kaiju trying to monitor, as you say, looking inside of my phone and ignoring. Yeah, no, they're all idiots. You can't even satirize or lampoon these idiots, because the stuff they actually say is stupider than anything I'd put into their mouth. So Raiders, did I see a nut job? Oh, yes, I actually saw Miami Airport. A guy was being really psycho-violent towards someone who's wearing a mask. And he would have been caught on, he's on a no-fly list. What's hilarious to me with these anti-lockdown, anti-mask, anti-vaccine fuckwits, they go on online forums and convince each other there will be no repercussions to their actions. Like the people who did the January 6th insurrection in Washington, D.C., convince themselves there will be no repercussions to their actions. And they're so shocked when there is. Like that fuckwit who was physically attacking people in an airport, he's going to be on a no-fly list now. He'll never be able to fly again. And he'll be so upset by that. Safa, side effects for the angry offspring. Oh, well, like I was saying, young Mr. Angry seems to have had almost exactly the same reaction as me, having chills and a fever and whatnot. But young Ms. Angry, who's already taking some painkillers, she said she didn't feel anything. So I reckon young Mr. Angry, he'll get a decent sleep tonight and tomorrow, hunky-dory. But I'll check in with him tomorrow, see how they're feeling. But yeah, I did get like a text. Young Mr. Angry had a shower really early this morning, like at about 7 a.m. And I think it's because he was feeling shit. And he thought, if I had a shower, I might feel better. And then he literally texted me and went, I can't find any Panadol. Can you get me a Panadol? So I got him a Panadol because he had a bit of a headache. And he's been fine all day. So yeah. Justin, might be your tonsils or your septum. Waiting on borders to open. Oh, yeah. Listen. Dude, I fucking feel for you. Elective surgery is just going to be fucking cancelled at the moment because of the stress hospitals are under. It's possible you might need surgical intervention. But yeah, okay. Here's the thing: you were talking about the doctor saying the pressure you'd need to open your airways might be uncomfortable. My CPAP machine, there's like the amount of pressure applies goes between 1 and 20, and it's only on 7 for me. The technician had it put on 7, and that works for me. And then when I had a consult with a doctor just this past week, and that was like 3 months after I first saw him, and he was looking at the reports going, fucking A+, man, you're great. This is good. And look, it's only on 7. That's really low. Like that machine goes up to 20, but 7 is working for you. So, yeah, Justin, I hope things sort of move in your favor in the future. Safa, why didn't my offspring take Pfizer? Because appointments for Pfizer were taking a month or two, and they could get literally straight into a clinic that was doing AstraZeneca. So they went, yeah, fuck it. AstraZeneca, here we come. And it's just because you could get it straight away. And they are aware that there are some risks with it, but it's like it's literally like risks of AstraZeneca here, risks of COVID here, somewhere about 1,000 times higher. So yeah. So they're hunky-dory, but they've got the thing of what to look out for just in case. Megally True on a Pfizer waitlist till September. Yeah, Mrs. Angry's lad, who's a bit younger, has an appointment booked in for Pfizer like a month from now. But because, yeah, my daughter, she was just looking at things saying, oh, this clinic will give us AstraZeneca now. And I said, okay, let's do it. And it's really funny. They're saying, because I said to them, it's like, okay, I waited the full 12 weeks for my second AstraZeneca. If I was in New South Wales, I would have done it way sooner. But here, I don't think we have to worry about it. But we'll see what they say. And the people at the clinic did say they're like 12 weeks out. And they said, okay, this date for your second one. And young Miss Angry went, cool, that's my birthday. And she said, the nurse there went, oh, we don't want to do it on your birthday. You should be having a good time and partying. We'll do it another day. And she laughed and went, oh, I admire your optimism that I'll be able to party on my birthday. I don't think that's going to happen. Just book it. So, which was pretty cool. It was pretty cool of her. But, oh, yeah, no, Justin, sleep apnea is definitely going to fuck up your ability to get work on time. I hope it works out, man. Nice. Kaiju, you're planning it with your mum to get Pfizer? Go for it. What I'm really hoping is, the overwhelming majority of the teen and adult population, like 80% of the teen and adult population is immunized by the end of the year. I hope. And then what I'm hoping is next year, with a range of vaccines actually being produced in Australia, because we are absolutely going to need a booster every year, if not every 6 months, because it's not going. Maybe it'll be part of the annual flu vaccine. I don't know. I don't know if it'll be two separate things for run-of-the-mill flu and COVID, or if they'll work out a way to make it one shot. But I am very much hoping in 2022 the booster shots will be readily available, and we are going to have to keep doing it because COVID's never going away. Same as, the things that you get the flu vaccine through, some of them are really fucking serious. Like on a normal year when we don't have lockdowns and social distancing and isolation, thousands of people are killed by the flu every year. It was a really weird side effect. All the actions we took for COVID meant we didn't get the usual death rate from flu as well. But we won't have that in the future, so it'll be vaccines. Whether it's one or two, I don't know. But I'm hoping 2022 that's all settled down. Nettie, your local bulk billing clinic said they're booked out Pfizer till Christmas. Yeah, that's why. Get AstraZeneca. The stupid fucking scare stories that got circulated about complications with AstraZeneca. It's ridiculous. There's a dozen things we do every day that have a much higher risk of killing us than the AstraZeneca vaccine. Which is not to say it doesn't kill anyone, because it has killed about a dozen people in Australia, which is very unfortunate. But people are real bad at risk assessment because there's a bunch of shit that we do every day that can kill you. Oh, God, Safi, you got a bad flu. I feel bad for you, man. I've never had a really bad flu, but I've worked with someone who did. This was years ago, like 10 years ago, and it compounded into pneumonia. She was fucked for months. She was off work for a month because how much it knocked her about. And then because she was a contractor, she wasn't getting paid. And she came back going, I'm fine, I can work. And she'd work for a day or two and then just be wiped out for another 3-4 days. And then she'd come back in for a day or two and then be wiped out. And that lasted for like 3 months. So actual influenza can really fuck you up. If you get the complications, like if it complicates into pneumonia or something, Jesus. Nettie, yeah, the receptionist was over the moon when you said you were vaxxed. Nice. She's sick of talking about vaccines. Yeah, Justin, I think you're probably right. We might be a few years away from having a single flu vaccine that covers COVID. So I think we'll have two, the annual flu vaccine and the annual COVID vaccine. Earthgrow, you rarely get flu, but you're dead when you do. I got a couple of years ago, after a YouTube event in Melbourne, I got like a version of swine flu, a stomach flu. I was only really fucked for 24 hours. For 24 hours, it was projectile vomiting and diarrhea. And I was so fucked. For like 24 hours, I was so fucked. And it took 3 or 4 days to recover from that. And then for a week or two after, I was weak and tired. And that was mild, because apparently a really severe case, because this was going around Melbourne at the time, and apparently a really severe case of this swine flu, you'd be bedridden for a week and then fucked for a month. I was bedridden for a day and really kind of weak and fucked for a couple of days after that. And then I was pretty much okay. But yeah, that was not your normal tummy bug. That was an actual swine flu. And Jesus, it fucking hit me so hard. Justin, you're saying they're a few years off from developing a flu vaccine that can protect you for life. That's an interesting concept. I'm interested in the concept of a single vaccine that protects you from influenza for life. But of course, we get mutations of influenza every year, which will probably require boosters. Come here. Sorry, I finished my drink, so I'm gonna eat my maraschino cherry. I fucking love these things. Mm. Oh, Luxado. Oh my god. Luxado, are you sexy Italian people? Yes, I was going to say, I think they're Italian. They're Italian. They're so fucking good. It's a horrible. I saw a doco once that showed how maraschino cherries are made, and it's this really horrible chemically process. I prefer not to think of it. Because the good ones, they just taste really good, but it is definitely a really fucked up chemically processed. Yes, Safa, I'm rich. This, which is almost empty now, but was full, it's about $20. Depending where you get it, actually, I found somewhere local that sold them for $18, but these vary between $18 and $25 for one of these jars, but it lasts for months. Worth it. I fucking love them, and Mrs. Angry likes them too. So drink some water for the last half hour of the stream. And this will be kind because I got some orange peel in there. It's kind of be some orange flavored water. All right, that's good. That's good. Safa, cherries are cheap in Russia. Well, just your base cherries, of course, because cherries are seasonal. In the height of cherry season, cherries are quite cheap in Australia. But this type of thing, the maraschino cherries, they go through, like I said, a really chemically process, and then they're preserved and last forever. Earthcrow, problem for you. Your neuro flares feel like flu, but it's not flu. You know, it's not flu because your tongue's not half deceased. Yes, and you are right. Yeah, Earthcrow, fresh cherries, very seasonal. Preserved cherries, you can get them all year. I was really surprised when I found it was just like a local bottle shop. Because I thought, oh man, this jar's running there's still a few left in it, but only a couple. And I thought that's running a bit low. I need to get another jar so I don't run out because me and Mrs. Angry both like them. And I was just at like a local independent bottle shop. And they're like $20 at Dan Murphy's. And I was just in this local bottle shop and I said, hey, do you have the maraschino cherries? And he went, yep. And it was like $18. And I went, holy shit, cheaper than Dan's. I'm getting those. Oh, sometimes water tastes really good. Alexander, you're saying in the UK, cherries are $4 a kilo. Look, okay, just for a laugh, I think we're out of cherry season. I think I'm going to look up the supermarkets here. I don't know if you can even get them in Australia at the moment. We might be so far out of season that you just can't get them. Cherries. Looking it up. Yeah, you literally can't get fresh cherries in Australia at the moment. Oh no, wait a sec. Coles is saying cherries are about $12 a kilo if you can get them. So if you can get them, cherries are about $12 a kilo now. That's at Coles. What do Woolworths say? Gonna check. Because I know the first cherries of the season are a big deal. Yeah, I think Woolworths is saying they're unavailable. We're out of cherry season. You can get preserved cherries, but you can't get fresh cherries at the moment. So I think from memory, the first cherries of the season, there's a big thing. They have an auction like of the first cases of cherries for the season, and they tend to sell for a price that's about $1 a cherry. Then you get to the height of cherry season, and they're comparative cherry. So all you can get at the moment is preserved cherries, basically. So Alexander's saying out of season, they're about 2 to 3 pounds per 200 gram punnet. Yeah, that sounds about right. Earth Grow, you wonder if they still grow cherries at Young in New South Wales. Probably. But I think fresh cherries are close to impossible to get in Australia at the moment because we're so far out of season. But you can get preserved cherries, which preserved cherries tend to be the same price all year because they're preserved. But yeah, early in cherry season, they're super expensive. And then at peak cherry season, they get comparatively cheap. And then they're just gone again. Earthgrey just checked. Cherries Young and Orange. Your areas, Hillston, Mudgee, Wellington, Tumut, Batlow. Yeah. They're a summer fruit, aren't they? So I think cherries will appear in the supermarkets here in the next couple of months. See, I'm not that into fresh cherries at all. Okay, Mrs. Angry is still awake, and she is the gardener of the household. She just opened the door. She heard me. She go, yes, cherries are a summer fruit. They will... Spring. Okay. Cherries will start to be available in Australian supermarkets in the next couple of months. When they first appear, they will be super expensive. At the peak of the season, they will be much cheaper, and then they will just be gone again. But preserved cherries, and there's a couple different ways preserved cherries are sold. They're available year round because they're preserved. But this is my current favorite, the Luxado cherries, because you get the glacé cherries that are either that really radioactive red or green, and these Luxado ones are like classier than that. So I've been putting them in cocktails. Stella, cherries for Christmas, Stella. So Earthcrow, the page you're looking at says the cherries are in season from November. There you go. And Justin, you are correct. We do get some out-of-season foods imported. I don't think we get cherries out of season, though. I could be wrong. But cherries are just super expensive. Who knows? But anyway, so I'm not that into fresh cherries anyway. But I have more recently, for cocktails, got very into the Luxado maraschino cherries. They're good, man. So, yeah, and I think in terms of cocktails, it's like cocktails that have the dark spirits and liqueurs in them, which is why I stuck one in the old-fashioned I had earlier. And the current favorite cocktail for myself and Mrs. Angry is the Woodson and Ford, which is rum, apple brandy or apple liqueur, sweet vermouth, and a little bit of Benedictine and a dash of bitters. Oof, and we have a maraschino cherry with that. And again, like I said, I have a 1 to 10 scale for cocktails. And 7 out of 10 is good, but I won't necessarily... If I make a cocktail and I rate it 7 out of 10, I won't necessarily make it again. I taste it, go, oh, that's pretty good, but it's not great. I probably won't go to the effort of making it again. If I buy a cocktail at a venue and it's 7 out of 10, like, oh no, that's pretty good, but I probably won't order it again. 6 out of 10, look, is tolerable, but that's about it. Less than 6 out of 10 is fuck that noise. 7 out of 10 is good, but I probably won't order it or make it again. 8 out of 10 is, that is very good. Definitely want it again. 9 out of 10 is I want another one right now. The Woodson and Ford, which is the current favorite for both myself and Mrs. Angry, that's a 9.5. That is a fucking solid 9.5. That is a fucking fantastic cocktail. Yes, Mega Leech, a 1, anything with Campari. Campari, fuck that. And I know, because Campari is very trendy. The Negroni is very trendy. I have tried very hard to like Negronis. Mrs. Angry and I went to one place that specialized in Negronis. They had 6 different Negronis on their menu. And it's like, no, Campari is just too fucking bitter. I just cannot get on board with Campari. But I've got a bunch of other bitter things that are not. Oh, yes, and Mega Leech, that's my. Mega Leech knows me so well. Coffee cocktails. Fucking Espresso Martini, which is so trendy. I hate coffee as a flavor. Yeah, no, fuck off an Espresso Martini. But this is a bitter liqueur. This one that I made tonight, and I tasted this straight. This is very cinnamon with a bitter orange aftertaste. It's really pleasant. That's pretty good. So I think, Joe Strauss, you like big melons. I get it, man. I get where you're coming from. Marco USB, hello. Oh, you rewatched the stream where I disappeared and then came back looking like I obviously passed. I fell asleep for 90 minutes. And because in my hair, I had the mad scientist hair. And I wasn't even wearing my glasses when I came back. And I was so obviously disheveled. And I came back and I fell asleep. I just fell asleep, man. And yeah, that was weird. That's the first time that's happened. Again, I'll let you in a secret. I'm on a Discord with other people who have cocktail channels on YouTube. Call it the YouTube Bartenders Discord. And we occasionally do the hangouts on there, on cam and stuff. And one night, one of the guys just making cocktails, he got so shit-faced, he actually fell asleep on his table. Like, he didn't go, he just fell asleep with his head down. And because they're all in North America, the US and Canada, and so it's a very different time zone to me. So I saw they had a stream and I joined it, and most of them had left by the time I joined. But there's a couple of people, including this guy, who had just fallen asleep on camera. It was very funny. It was basically very funny. At least I had the good grace to go off camera to fall asleep. Mark USB, you missed the stream by 8 minutes because of errands. That's okay. This is water, by the way. I'm really enjoying drinking water for the last part of this stream. And a couple of drinkies. I'm trying to come up with the best cocktail for this one. I swear that little mascot on this, she looks like the meme of a Stacy. But anyway, it's a cinnamon and bitter orange liqueur. And I made a drink with it earlier that was very good. And I might do an experiment on Tuesday and Thursday to find something else with it. Earthgrey, fell asleep at a uni computer at lab a few times. Plan to tackle assignments. Oh, Stella, you don't worry about AZ fall asleep. Oh my God, that was the best. AZ's actually fallen asleep on camera on the stream. We're all talking, and AZ just kind of leaned back in his chair and went and lost consciousness. And he was there on the stream for like an hour, completely unconscious. That was way funnier than me walking off camera to fall asleep. I still don't know. Again, because just prior to disappearing, I did have the 2 cocktails that collectively had 5 shots of whiskey and 3 or 4 shots of other alcohol in them. And I drank them, and that's when I decided to wander off. So it's not that surprising that I fell asleep. I don't know what I still don't know what I was. And clearly my brain was fogged to the extent I will never remember what I was thinking when I wandered off camera and went into the next room and fucking fell asleep. But like that video is going, that's going live this week, and I've titled the video "The Most Whiskey I've Ever Put in a Cocktail." And the thumbnail is me holding the 2 cocktails that each have 2.5 ounces of whiskey. Me holding up the 2 cocktails going, "Ah!" with a little thing saying 5 ounces of whiskey. It's because basically I drank these 2 cocktails and they were 5 shots of whiskey, but also at least 2 or 3 shots of other alcohol as well. So, Jesus, no wonder I fell asleep. But, again, I slept for 90 minutes. I came back to the stream and went, "Oh, I fell asleep. All right, gonna end the stream now. And then I went back to sleep. And then, because, again, to avoid waking Mrs. Angry up, I went and slept on the lounge, and I woke up and it was daylight. I was going, Mrs. Angry always wakes up early. She'll be awake now. So I took my CPAP machine into the bed, and yeah, she was awake. So I got in the bed, now a little bit of a snuggle. I still had my headgear on for my CPAP. And, but I didn't fall asleep again. It's like I lay there. I was definitely resting. I was definitely relaxing for like another hour and a half, but I never properly fell asleep. And then I just got up and thought, oh, I'll probably snooze sometime during the day, but I never felt the need to have a snooze. And that was probably because of the 90 minutes I fell asleep during the stream. So, weekends, man. What are weekends? And today I've just been taking it super easy. Again, I didn't do a stream last night because, oh yeah, micro SP. I was just using the StreamYard feature of having the moving banner. I did not die on Friday night stream. I just fell asleep for 90 minutes because I woke up to a whole bunch of messages from multiple people going, "What's happening?" And I just messaged them back saying, "I was asleep. Sorry, I just didn't see your message because I was asleep." So, yeah, there's a bunch of people worried about me because I just vanished and I wasn't responding to messages. But because I was asleep. So, of course, I wasn't responding to messages because I was asleep. Micro SP said, you guys don't have Halloween. You're doing celebrating it. Why don't we have heaps of Halloween shit in the store. So, do look forward to Halloween live streams in October. Yeah, no, I agree with you, Mike. Again, my Irish heritage, because Halloween is actually an offshoot of an Irish celebration. And I know I'm pronouncing it wrong by calling it Samhain, because that's what it looks like when it's written. Oh, Marco USB, I've been in the US during Halloween, and I fucking loved it. I've been in the US on 4th of July, which was fun because I got to buy a bunch of fireworks and explode things. And I've been in the US on Halloween, which was fucking awesome. The combination of going into a supermarket in the US in Halloween and 4 fucking aisles of the supermarket are Halloween candy. That was fucking amazing. And also, of course, all the Halloween costumes and whatnot. But I was mainly down for the Halloween candies and whatnot. It was fucking amazing. Nobody. Hello, my man. How are you doing? I'm just drinking water. I'm doing a cheers motion. but I've only been drinking water for the last half hour. Oh, so yes, I very much enjoyed being in the US on the 4th of July because I got to do a shit ton of fireworks and blow shit up. And I very much enjoyed being in the US on Halloween, just with the fucking Halloween candy and the Halloween decorations and shit. That was friggin' awesome. Stella, thank you. You're doing the proper pronunciation of the Irish festival, Samhain or Samhain, depending on Irish and Scottish. Yeah, so it looks like when you see it written, it looks like Sam Hain, but Stella's right. The pronunciation is actually Samhain, because again, Gaeilge, which is the Irish language, and I think the Scottish language is called Gaelic. They might be right. People often think the Irish language is called Gaelic. No, the culture is Gaelic. The language is Gaeilge. And the whole pronunciation thing is very different to English. So in English, it looks like Sam Hain, but it's actually pronounced Samhain. It's like, the girl's name that looks like Siobhan is actually Siobhan. Gaeilge is like that. So... Safa, you've been in Russia for Russia Day, June 12th. Man, I bet that was good, being in Russia for Russian Day. I think not this week, but the week after is the Brazilian National Day, so it's also Kashasa Day. So I'm going to make a Kashasa cocktail for that. And make a creme de menthe. I think we've worked out, I'm going to do a version of this Gustings grasshopper that I call a nutty grasshopper. So it's going to have cognac, green creme de menthe, white creme de cacao, and one of my cream liqueurs, probably the Disaronno liqueur, and then I'll call it a nutty grasshopper. And I think that's going to be a really good drink. We shall see, though. Microsoft saying it sounds like garlic that came out of the closet. Gaeilge. Marcus, do you think there's so much crime in Brazil? I am always a little bit cautious about believing the external view of countries. And yes, Brazil has a reputation of having lots of crime. I would listen to a Brazilian person rather than believe this external view. But yes, I have also seen exactly what you were saying, that there is a lot of crime in Brazil. Jesus Christ, the current president's a fucking fascist. Who knows? Who knows what life is really like in Brazil? But the Brazilian National Day and Kashasa Day is coming up, not this coming week, but the week after. Kashasa is Brazil's national spirit. It is like a cousin of rum. The base of rum is molasses, which is like boiled down sugar, really thick brown stuff of sugar. The base of Kashasa is just sugarcane juice. So it's the sugarcane juice that hasn't been boiled down. So it's got a cleaner taste than rum. Some people say grassier because, sugarcane's like bamboo, basically, which is sugarcane and bamboo are both grasses, essentially. And yes, kaiju, it does look like Bolsonaro is going to lose the next election in Brazil because he's a fucking piece of shit. He's literally openly fascist. He's fucking garbage. So it does look like Bolsonaro will lose the next election, but the US keeps fucking backing right-wing coups in South and Latin America. So who the fuck knows what's going to happen? I don't know anything. I'll definitely be free with my opinions, but I always put an asterisk on predictions. Anyone who thinks they know what's going to happen is full of shit, because There is too much random in this world of ours to confidently predict anything. But he is hoping Bolsonaro gets buried by the popular vote in the next election because he is fucking garbage. Bolsonaro is a piece of fucking shit, quite honestly. And yes, even aside the open fascism that he promotes, he's a criminal and he's a hateful piece of shit who is all for indigenous and poor people in Brazil dying. And the people of Brazil deserve better than him. Whether they get better than him, who fucking knows? Mark used to be pretty sure your government backs some sort of government overthrow just to be able to import a bunch of fruit. Yes, but that's where the term banana republic comes from. The US government actually backed the overthrow of a government because a banana company wanted them to. The School of the Americas, basically the US has a very, 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 very dark history in South and Central America. Nettie, you only just noticed my little scrolling banner. I did not die on Friday night stream. I just fell asleep for the night. I just need that disclaimer because people were so worried about me on Friday night. Still, it's a Gaelic language. It's not entirely inaccurate to call it Gaelic, but the correct name for Irish is Gaelga. Scottish Gaelic is, I don't know how to pronounce that with Scottish, not to confuse Scots. Yes. And this was, again, I'm talking purely Irish because I have an Irish friend. He said some people mistakenly call the language Gaelic in Ireland. They're wrong. The culture is Gaelic. The language is Gaelga. And again, it'll be slightly different in Scotland, and it'll be different again in Wales. Obviously, the language in Wales is just Welsh, but arguably Wales, Scotland, and Ireland are all Gaelic cultures, but they all have their own languages. Micro Speed, back during the Red Scare, Banana Company literally went there. Commies. Oh, yes. Oh, and again, Micro Speed, I agree. I am not at all enamored of the various totalitarian communist regimes that have existed, whether it's in Europe or in South America. But I do believe some very democratic socialist governments have been elected in South America, and then they've been overthrown by the US, which is pretty ugly shit. Oh, so nobody's been sending nice messages to Nettie. Well, that's nice. All right, so it is just coming up on 10 o'clock now. It's a school night, as in I'm fronting up for work tomorrow. I think I'm okay. Had a couple of drinks, drank some water. Gonna sleep now. So okay, tomorrow night won't be a stream. I'll be hanging out with Mrs. Angry on the lounge, watching season 3 of in what's it called? This is a show about fucking counselors. Oh my god, my brain has fucking it's not in. Oh god, I've forgotten what it's called. Okay, fucking ignore me. But we also watched. There's a show on Netflix called The Chair. This Asian American channel woman gets a job as the chair of the English literature department in a struggling university in the US. And we watched one episode, and it was kind of okay. Watched the second episode, and the second episode was better. But the central thing is the trendiest professor they have there. One of the students mucked around and like they took a video of him with a phone, and they made like an animated GIF because he did something in a lecture where he put his arm out like that, and they did a really crude Photoshop of Nazi uniform over him doing that, and there's this animated GIF, and they are now developing this storyline where the students get very angry about him for being a Nazi because this really just mind-blowingly, obviously manipulated animated GIF of him gets circulated online, and all the concerned young students go, we should get rid of him because he's a Nazi. And I watched this and went, oh no, this show is made by old people who don't understand social media or young people, because the idea that Zoomers or young millennials would get fooled by an obviously manipulated animated GIF or TikTok of this guy with a Nazi uniform superimposed, as if they'd be fooled into thinking he was an actual Nazi because someone had done a meme where they'd badly photoshopped a Nazi uniform onto him. And that they would, and again, I don't get it. It's this double-barreled thing of thinking Zoomers or young millennials would fall. Safa, what do I consider a young millennial? Someone in their 20s. Most millennials are in their 30s going into their 40s. Young Gen X 40s or into their 50s like me. So Zoomers are teenagers and young 20s. Millennials are 20s and 30s. So they're doing this plot point where the young students think that an incredibly obviously manipulated animated GIF is real. And it's a double-barreled thing. It's like, first, you are fucking morons if you think young people would think this is real. Second, you seem to be saying that young people would be misguided and it's all cancel culture if they genuinely thought a lecturer was a Nazi. You seem to be suggesting that it would be a bad thing if young people thought a Nazi lecturer was a bad idea. Nobody. Gen Y, okay, millennials actually stole the millennial tag. They were Gen Y. Yes, 30s is Gen Y. So Gen Y millennials has become the same thing. Millennials should have been the generation after Gen Y, but Gen Y clearly didn't like to be regarded as an appendage to Gen X, which I can understand. And they hijacked the term millennial, which was originally applied to the generation after them. So millennial and Gen Y is the same thing, which is a bit of a scam that Gen Y pulled, quite honestly. But yeah, it's really weird. It's the second episode of this show, The Chair, Netflix show The Chair, was better than the first episode, but it's really taking me out of it. And like I said, it's a double-barrel thing. The idea that Zoomers or young millennials would be fooled by an obviously manipulated animated GIF is just stupid. But the second level of it is you seem to be suggesting if people genuinely thought their lecturer was a Nazi, that it would be bad to take a stand against that. And it's just this typical older Gen X boomer shit about not understanding younger generations. So it's really taking me out of it because it's fucking dumb as shit. It's really stupid, and it's really taking me out of the show, and it's going to affect my enjoyment of it. But I'll see how it goes from here, because on the surface of it, it looks dumb as shit. And I was just watching it going, oh no, this show is made by old people who don't understand social media. Oh no. But we'll see. It might get better. I don't know. But anyway, it's after 10. I'm gonna go to bed. And see you folks on. As I say, won't be on tomorrow night. Should be on Tuesday. I hope you all keep well in the meantime. I'll see you again soon.